Do this for the next 90 days and watch your life transform today. I'm asking you to commit. Not for a year, not for forever, just 90 days. That's it. 90 days of intention, 90 days of discipline, 90 days of radical self-respect. Because let me tell you something powerful. What you do in the next 90 days can set the tone for the next 9 years of your life. We keep waiting for the perfect moment, the right alignment the next month, the first of the year, but here's the truth. Your breakthrough doesn't need more time. It needs more commitment. So I challenge you today. Do this for the next 90 days and your entire world will shift. Wake up with purpose, not passivity. Let's begin with a truth that might sting a little. The way you start your morning is shaping the entire trajectory of your life. Most people wake up like it's an accident. They hit the snooze button 4 times. They scroll through their phone before they even drink water. They start the day reactive, foggy, and unintentional. And then they wonder why nothing changes. Let me tell you something. You cannot live a powerful life with a passive morning. You cannot chase greatness while beginning each day in a mental fog of noise, delay, and distraction. If you want to change your life, start with how you rise. Your morning sets the tone. Your first hour is your foundation. It's either chaos or control, and most people don't lose the day at 3 p.m. They lose it before 7 a.m. Why? Because they wake up without direction, no intention, no clarity, no purpose. Waking up with purpose means waking up on mission. It means your first thought is who you're becoming, not who's texting you. It means you choose focus over noise, action over excuses, and presence over passivity. Don't just wake up to exist. Wake up to build, wake up to grow, wake up to lead. The snooze button is self-betrayal. Let's talk about the snooze button, that 9-minute escape we all know too well. Every time you hit it, you're not just delaying your morning, you're training your mind that your word means nothing. You said you'd get up, you said you'd start strong, but with one finger tap, you just told your subconscious, it's okay to delay. It's okay to quit on what I promised myself. That might sound small, but habits are built in these small, invisible choices. You either build trust with yourself or you break it, and self-trust is the foundation of personal power. For the next 90 days, when the alarm goes off, you go off. No delay, no excuse, just rise. Design a morning that aligns with your future. Purposeful mornings don't happen by accident, they're designed. Ask yourself this simple but powerful question. If the version of me I want to become had a morning routine, what would it look like? Would that version of you meditate or pray, move your body, plan the day with clarity, read something that sharpens your mind, practice gratitude? Now ask yourself this. Why wait to become that person? Start now. Design a morning that reminds you, I'm not living in survival mode. I'm building something. I'm stepping into my power. I'm no longer just reacting to life, I'm creating it. Energy flows where intention goes. When you wake up with purpose, your energy shifts. You're no longer moving through the day like a leaf in the wind. You have direction. You have discipline. You have drive. It's not about being perfect, it's about being present. You're no longer chasing motivation, you're creating momentum. And here's what most people don't understand. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. And your morning routine is your system. Waking up with purpose gives you the edge most people never develop. It gives you clarity in a distracted world. It gives you power in a world addicted to passive living. From chaos to command, some people wake up into stress, email, social media, noise. Others wake up in command, silence, gratitude, focus. Which one are you? You were not created to live in chaos. You were not born to be average. You were built for vision, for purpose, for legacy. But that version of you won't show up when your first move is mindless scrolling. That version shows up when you decide, from now on, I will command my mornings and therefore command my life. Because here's the truth, how you wake up is how you walk through the world. And if you keep waking up passively, you'll keep living reactively. But when you wake up with intention, you start shaping life instead of just surviving it. So I challenge you, for the next 90 days, wake up with purpose, not passivity. No snoozing your greatness, no starting your day in digital chaos, no forgetting who you are and what you're here to do. You are not here to coast through life. You are not here to exist in default mode. You are here to build, to lead, and to become. And it starts every morning. The alarm clock doesn't just signal time, it signals choice. Will you rise with purpose or fall into passivity again? Make the choice that your future self will thank you for. Now get up. Your mission is waiting. Move daily to build discipline and energy. Let me say something that might shift everything for you. If you want to change your mind, change your body first. If you want more clarity, energy, confidence, and consistency, then you need to start moving. Daily, without excuse, without negotiation. Because motion is more than fitness. It's more than weight loss. It's about becoming the kind of person who shows up for themselves no matter what. And if you do that, every day, something miraculous happens. You stop waiting for motivation. You stop making excuses. You stop living on autopilot. And you start building something that separates winners from wishers. Discipline. Motion creates emotion. Let's get this straight. You don't move because you feel good. You start feeling good because you move. When you sit still all day, you're not just stagnant physically, you become stagnant mentally. Your energy slows down. Your thoughts get heavy. Your confidence fades. But when you move, even for 10 minutes, you break the mental fog. You unlock the chemistry of confidence. You tell your brain, I'm not stuck. I'm in motion. I'm moving forward. Your body is your tool for transformation, and most people are letting it rust. You're not tired, you're undermoved. You're not unmotivated, you're unactivated. And you don't need another cup of coffee. You need to move your body and wake up your soul. Discipline lives. In daily reps, discipline is not a feeling. It's a decision you repeat, especially when you don't feel like it. And that's the magic of daily movement. You might not want to walk, stretch, train, or sweat today. But when you do it anyway, guess what happens? You build identity. You tell yourself, I am the kind of person who keeps promises to myself. And that is where real power comes from, not from how fit you look, but from how strong your relationship is with yourself. Because when you say, I'm going to work out today, and you actually do it, you're casting a vote for your future. You're building mental muscle, and that discipline doesn't stay in the gym. It follows you into business, into relationships, into goals, into life. Energy is built, not found. People say, I don't have energy. But energy isn't something you're handed, it's something you generate. Your body is a power plant, and movement is the switch. The more you move, the more alive you feel. The more consistent you become, the more momentum you create. And momentum is everything. It doesn't have to be fancy. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need the best shoes or the perfect playlist. You need to move your body daily, no matter what. Walk, dance, do push-ups, stretch, sweat. It's not about intensity, it's about consistency. Remember this, small steps taken daily lead to massive shifts over time. Movement builds confidence from the inside out. When you move your body, you reconnect with your power. You stop feeling like a prisoner in your own skin and start feeling like a warrior in progress. Every drop of sweat is self-respect. Every step taken is a step away from the old you. Every rep is proof that you're no longer making excuses, you're making moves. You want to feel more confident. You want to walk into rooms with quiet strength. Then earn that feeling with movement. Not because of how it makes you look, but because of who it forces you to become. Movement challenges you, it humbles you, it stretches you, and it rewards you every time you show up. Move daily and watch everything else improve. This isn't just about physical health. This is about your life. You'll think clearer. You'll sleep better. You'll communicate stronger. You'll handle stress with more grace. You'll lead your life with more certainty, because when your body is aligned, your mind follows. When your mind is strong, your decisions sharpen. When your decisions improve, your life begins to transform. And it all starts with one non-negotiable truth. You move daily, no matter what. So here's the challenge for the next 90 days. Move every single day, no matter how small, no matter how busy, no matter how tired. Because this is bigger than a workout plan. This is a commitment to discipline, to energy, to self-respect, to becoming someone unstoppable. You're not waiting for change, you are becoming the change. So tomorrow when you wake up, ask yourself one question: how can I move today? And then do it. Because each time you move even just a little, you're not just training your body, you're training your life. Silence the noise, feed your mind. We live in the noisiest era in human history. Notifications, opinions, gossip, algorithms, endless scrolling, non-stop comparison noise is everywhere. And if you don't learn how to control it, it will consume you. Today's message is simple but life-changing. Silence the noise, feed your mind, because your mind is a garden and every thought is a seed. You're either growing purpose, peace, and power or letting weeds of doubt, distraction, and fear take over. Your mind is not a dumpster every day you're letting something in. Every scroll, every post, every video, every conversation, it's either nourishing you or draining you. And too many people are feeding their minds junk, toxic opinions. Negative news, meaningless entertainment, endless comparison, low-quality conversations. Imagine if your brain had a nutrition label. How much of what you consume would be processed, fake, toxic? How much of it is actually helping you grow? Here's the truth. What you feed your mind today determines who you become tomorrow. So ask yourself, what are you allowing in, and is it building you or breaking you? Silence is power. The world wants your attention, and it doesn't care about your peace. So you have to take your power back by making silence a non-negotiable. Not just silence in sound, but silence in spirit. Turn off your phone for a while. Step away from the noise. Go on a walk without headphones. Sit in stillness and listen to your own thoughts. Meditate, pray, breathe, think, because clarity doesn't come from more input, it comes from quiet reflection. That next big idea, that deep realization. That breakthrough you've been praying for, it's probably already inside you, you're just too distracted to hear it. Silence isn't empty, it's full of answers. Feed your mind like a warrior now that you've created space, fill it with power. Your mind is your most valuable asset, and just like your body, it needs quality fuel. Start feeding it things that sharpen, strengthen, and stretch it. Read daily. Even 10 pages can shift your perspective. Listen to podcasts that inspire you, not just entertain you. Study the minds of people who have done what you dream of doing. Learn something new, a skill, a mindset, a story, a strategy, journal, reflect. Think deeply, not just quickly. Most people are passive consumers, but you are a builder, and builders don't just scroll, they study. They don't just watch, they work. They don't just absorb noise, they seek wisdom. Your environment is programming you. Let's get real. The people you listen to are shaping you. The content you consume is reprogramming your values. Your circle is either pulling you higher or keeping you stuck. If you hang around 5 distracted, negative, unmotivated people, you'll become the 6th. But if you surround yourself with discipline, clarity, and purpose, your mind rises to meet it. Protect your space. It's your circle. Unfollow people who don't align with your vision. Stop giving front row access to people who haven't earned the seat. Because every moment you stay in a low-energy environment, you're starving your mind. And a starved mind will never build a fulfilled life. Clarity comes when you create distance. Sometimes the best thing you can do for your mental health is log out, put the phone down, close the tab. Walk away. You're not lazy, you're overloaded. You're not broken, you're overstimulated. You don't need more input, you need space to process what you already know. And when you finally step back, silence the noise, and feed your mind, you realize you already have the answers. You already know what to do. You just couldn't hear your own voice through the chaos. So stop overconsuming and start creating. Start thinking again. Start imagining again. Start being present again. Build a mind that serves you. Your life will only rise as high as your mindset. And your mindset is a reflection of your mental diet. If you want peace, feed your mind peace. If you want power, feed your mind power. If you want wisdom, seek wisdom, not noise. If you want clarity, make space for silence. Silence the noise, feed your mind every day, because your mind isn't a storage unit for the world's drama, it's the blueprint for your future. And you deserve to build a future that reflects your highest self, not the loudest distractions. Obsess over one goal and eliminate excuses. We live in a world that glorifies multitasking, where everyone wants to chase 10 goals at once. Start 5 things, finish none, be everywhere and end up going nowhere. But the truth, success doesn't come from doing everything. It comes from doing one thing with absolute obsession. And when you combine that obsession with zero tolerance for excuses, you become unstoppable. Clarity is power. Let's begin here. Most people aren't failing because they're not talented, they're failing because they're scattered. They set 10 goals, start 3, quit 7. They chase one thing for a week, then switch when it gets hard. They're busy but not effective, but high achievers. They get crystal clear. They pick one target and they lock in. If you truly want to transform your life in the next 90 days, don't try to fix everything. Don't chase 5 different dreams. Pick one goal and make it your mission, not a hobby, not a preference, not a maybe. Make it a non-negotiable. Obsession is not a bad thing, it's a superpower. Let's kill the lie right now. They told you not to be obsessive. They told you to balance, but balance is for people who aren't hungry. Obsession is how dreams are built. You think Kobe Bryant, Elon Musk, Serena Williams, Steve Jobs, or any top performer was balanced. No, they were obsessed, not because they were forced to be, but because they saw the vision and it lit a fire so deep they couldn't put it out if they tried. When you're truly obsessed with one goal, your excuses get quieter. Your focus gets sharper. You don't need motivation because your mission becomes your fuel. So ask yourself, what's the one goal you need to hit that would shift everything? Name it, declare it, write it down. Then build your life around achieving it. Excuses are lies your old self tells you. Now let's talk about the other side of obsession, eliminating excuses. Excuses are nothing but permission slips for staying the same. I don't have time. I'm too tired. It's not the right moment. What if I fail? But here's the truth. If it matters, you'll find a way. If it doesn't, you'll find an excuse. You have to get to a place where you stop negotiating with weakness. That means no more blaming circumstances, no more waiting for the right time, no more comparing your journey to someone else's. You don't need perfect conditions, you need personal responsibility. You don't rise when life gets easier, you rise when you get stronger. And that strength is built every time you push through an excuse and act anyway. Your focus must be ruthless. When you choose one goal, you also choose to say no to everything that doesn't serve it. That's where people fail. They set a goal, but they still entertain distractions. They still hang around people who drain them. They still live like they have time to waste. But obsession doesn't tolerate comfort. If your goal is financial freedom, then every day must reflect that hunger. If your goal is building a business, then your calendar should prove it. If your goal is getting fit, then your meals, your schedule, and your mindset must align. You can't be casual with something you claim to care about. Be ruthless with your focus. Be unreasonable with your commitment. This is not about being extreme, it's about being aligned. The 90-day rule. Lock in and watch life shift. Here's your challenge. Pick one goal. Lock in, give it everything for the next 90 days. Not half your attention, not weekend energy, but your full, undivided, unapologetic commitment. Track your progress. Show up every day. Eliminate every excuse. Adapt when necessary, but never retreat. Here's what happens when you do this. You build momentum, you build belief, you build proof that you can do hard things, and proof leads to confidence, the unshakable kind. You'll wake up one day and realize you're not the same person anymore. Not because life got easier, but because you got laser focused. Your life reflects what you're obsessed with. Let's be clear. Your current life is the result of your past focus. If you've been obsessed with distractions, comfort, and excuses, your results reflect that. But if you shift your obsession toward purpose, excellence, and execution, everything changes. So I leave you with this. Pick your goal. Obsess over it, eliminate excuses, show up daily, and I promise the version of you that's been waiting to come alive. They're on the other side of focused obsession and zero excuses. Build in private, emerge in power. In this world of constant updates, endless sharing, and public pressure to prove yourself, I offer you a different path, one that's quieter, but infinitely more powerful. Build in private, emerge in power. You don't need the applause yet. You don't need the spotlight yet. You need focus, silence, consistency, and belief. Because some of the strongest people, the most unstoppable forces, are not the loudest in the room. They're the ones working in the shadows, preparing for their moment. The most powerful growth happens in silence. Real growth doesn't make noise. It happens early in the morning when no one's watching. It happens late at night while everyone else is scrolling. It happens in the decisions no one claps for, the habits you build when no one sees, the discipline you stick to when nobody's cheering, and the reason so many people never make it. They're addicted to validation. They need someone to notice. They need someone to praise their effort. But listen carefully, the results will speak. The progress will show. The silence will make sense later. You don't need to post every move. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You need to protect your process. The seed grows best underground. Think of a seed before it becomes a tree, before it bears fruit, before it even breaks the surface. It spends time in the dark, hidden, quiet, alone, but it's not dead, it's not dormant, it's building roots. Same applies to you. The dark seasons of your life, the quiet grind, the invisible hustle, the silent breakthroughs, that's where your roots grow deep. That's where strength is built. That's where you become unshakable. So don't rush to the surface. Don't force the spotlight. Let your foundation form, because when you finally rise, it won't just be flashy. It will be unbreakable. Protect your energy. Protect your vision. Let me ask you something. How many times have you shared a goal too early and someone talked you out of it? How many times have you let people's opinions dilute your ambition? Not everyone deserves access to your vision. Your dreams are sacred. They're delicate in the beginning, and if you keep exposing them to small minds, to jealous eyes, to loud doubters, you'll start shrinking yourself before you've even started building. When you build in private, you protect your peace, you shield your vision, you give yourself room to grow without judgment, without noise, without interference. Remember, private effort leads to public results. Mastery is earned in the hidden hours. You know what champions have in common. They train in the dark. The world sees the moment they win the gold medal, the business launch, the transformation, the spotlight, but what they don't see, the 5 a.m. alarms, the hours of reading, failing, adjusting, the workouts, the discipline, the broken moments no one clapped for. That's where power is forged. If you want to emerge strong, you must build quietly, daily, and relentlessly. Your talent will not save you without discipline. Your vision will not manifest without work. So while others chase attention, you chase alignment. Emerge when you're ready, not when they're watching. There's a difference between being seen and being ready. Some people rush into the spotlight with half-finished plans, shallow preparation, and borrowed confidence. They want fame without foundation, attention without substance, but not you. You're building in silence, so that when you emerge, you don't just make an impression, you make an impact. When you rise, you won't have to say a word. Your presence will speak. Your results will echo. Your transformation will be undeniable, and the world will ask, where did this version of you come from? And you'll smile because you know you were built in the dark, tested in silence, refined in fire, and now you rise in power, build quietly, rise loudly. So here's your reminder. You don't need to prove yourself to the world right now. You don't need to show your progress to be valid. You don't need likes, applause, or anyone's approval. You need to build in focus, in silence, in truth, because the day will come when you've done the work, you've earned the strength, you've become undeniable, and that day, you'll step out of the shadows not to seek validation, but to own your power. Build in private, emerge in power, and let your silence become your legacy.